Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. It is Jasmine Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining us on the R Network. Um, I'm going to wait to let some people hop on and get live and get connected and join the chat because this platform, this podcast is only fun when you interact with us in the comments. So as you know, it's Dear Jassy. You guys send in letters every week to dearjassy at gmail.com. We pick a couple of letters. We chit-chat about them. We get some thoughts, some insights. I give you some highlights about things that are happening in the city. But it's all about engaging with you all. So we're going to give you guys some time to hop on and join us. I know we said 4:30, but it's like 4:30 CP time. So it's Friday. Get comfy. You might be in transition from work. You might be home on the couch. Yesterday was Black People Get Together and Eat Day with your family and your loved ones. I hope you enjoyed your time with your people. I hope you are enjoying your time today. If you took it off, if you're able to just chill and relax, that's cool too. Shout out to the mamas as always. Huge shout out to my girl Sean. We're about to celebrate her weekend, her birthday all weekend. So we're kicking off tonight with some celebrations, and Saturday we'll be doing some ratchet things, and Sunday we'll be having brunch, but we'll also be at Tetra on Sunday. Let me tell you, Tetra was a whole vibe this past Sunday, and me and Janika ran all the tables. Well, first off, let me just tell you, I didn't take not one loss on Sunday at Tetra. Not one single loss. Not on the dominoes table, Jason or Bo. Not on the dominoes table. Not on the spades table. Not at all. I ran all the tables, and me and Janika definitely held down the spades table. And Tetra was definitely a vibe, from the playlist to the food truck. Shout out Q's Cuisine. They were there. To Miss Von Treese and her whipped butters. Let me tell you something. Those whipped butters, honey, those are made with love and richness and fluffiness and all of the things, with all the glitter, with all the gold. She has like a whole setup, and it's so cute because it's set up like a whole little ice cream truck. Like, she has the whole little, the shindig. So she comes in, it has a little ice cream truck, and she has different flavors. And it's like, they're whipped butters, but you can get like pina colada, and you can get like gourmet butterscotch. But what's so dope is like she scoops them out like ice cream scoops, and she tops them with glitter toppings that are all actually really good for your skin. And they last all day, and they smell amazing. And so she was there with her whipped butters, making it happen, letting people smell and try out different things. And it was dope. And then, of course, like I said, Janika was there with me. Abundant Distinction Tea. Everybody had like 3, 4, 5, 10 cups. Everybody had so many cups of tea and enjoyed themselves. It was just a whole vibe. And then we also had, who else did we have there? We had our tea. We had Q's Cuisine. We had Candace and Ashton come out. But there was like a little mixed communication. So we were going to do the actual battle of the sexes, but it turned out that they were having a comedy show. So we didn't get to host the battle of the sexes this Sunday, but we're definitely going to kick it off this coming Sunday on the 30th. So come out this Sunday to Tetra, November 30th. You can come. It's smoker friendly. So if that's your thing, come out. Smoke with us, chill with us, play spades and dominoes with us. So we'll kick off spades and dominoes from like 2 to 4. And then we'll have open mic. And I'm so excited because we're going to have open mic with Miss Ashley Mirage. And she'll be there with her husband, and they're going to host Battle of the Sexes. But if you've seen Ashley and action in any capacity, whether as a mama, as an activist, as a host, as a poet. You know that she brings pure magic, that she is pure magic. So if you want to come out, hop on the mic, definitely do that. Timnia killed the mic on Sunday. Let me just tell you that. They killed the mic on Sunday. And they did my favorite poem, Don't Interact with Negative People, because they're draining as fuck. And that's actually one of my favorite pieces by them. So they did that. And then we had another young poet, Drew Johnson. He hopped on the mic. He did a piece about Maryland, because I think he's from Maryland or something like that. And then Janika blessed the mic because that's what she does. She hopped on the mic as well. So she did a piece. It was dope. It was all a good vibe. So we're ready to replicate that again, take it higher, take it deeper this Sunday, November 30th. But we're cutting the time because 1 to 9 is too long, especially if you're a smoker. It's just way too long. So we're cutting the time to 2 to 7. So come play with us from 2 to 4. That's when we're going to actually do the games. We're going to do open mic from 4 to 5:30. And then we'll do Battle of the Sexes from 5:30 to 7. And we'll have a food truck out there so you can eat and all that jazz. And I do believe we'll have someone there who's going to be selling honey and doing things of that nature too. So breathe is a whole vibe. If you're trying to come get smashed in spades, me and Janika got you. Come hop on the dominoes table. Oh, they were playing Flip Uno too. And regular Uno with the big cards. So we have all of that. Sunday will definitely be a vibe, and we want you to be there. And then the other thing is my book release. So November 30th is the last day to purchase tickets for the dinner experience. And so the dinner experience is actually taking place on my birthday. So you buy tickets. It takes place on December 27th, which is a Saturday. And it's going to be real intimate. We're going to have live music. This whole time I've been saying CeeLo, and it's a cello, but we'll have a cello player there. We're going to do some poetry. We're going to have some interactive conversation, some amazing food. I'm going to do a Jamaican 3-course spread. And nothing about this is going to be casual. So it's black, royal, and regal, because now you know that God is within you and you will not fail. So just embrace all of that, because that's what the dinner is going to be. It's going to be all of that. And you can get tickets for the dinner on my website, www.jasmineelizabethinc.com. And they'll be available until November 30th. And the tickets come with a signed copy of the book and the dinner experience and a couple of other good things. So make sure that you purchase your book, purchase your tickets. They're only available until November 30th, which I believe is Sunday. And that's going to be on my website, JasmineElizabethInc.com. So those are my announcements. I think some people have hopped on. I'm looking, but I can't really see because I be trying to do stuff on my phone. I see I have Miss Teresa in the comments. Thank you for hopping on, Miss Teresa. And I have Bianca in the comments. We said happy birthday to Sean. Whose website? Oh, you know what? I think it's divinebutters.com, but I'll find it for you. I'll find what her website is and I'll get it. But like I put some on today and I smell amazing. It's really, really good. So, let's get into the letters. Let's get into what we're doing for the letters. And I see elbow cough. What does that mean? I'm not sure. But that's cute. So we're going to get into the letters because I actually am going to go meet with the 40 plus Double Dutch ladies. We're going to go have happy hour. So I'm going to go meet with them before I go celebrate Sean. So it's a full weekend, but it's a good weekend. And like I said, Miss Teresa, I will definitely drop her website as soon as I remember it. But I think it's like DivineButtersByV.com. but she'll be at Tetra on the 7th. So the idea is we want to rotate vendors every weekend. So if you're interested in vending and being in that space, definitely reach out to me. You can actually send an email to breathedenver@gmail.com. So if you're interested in being a vendor, if you're interested in participating, it's breathedenver.com. Oh, and shout out to Vic, Coach Vic, Victoria. She came through with them dollar massages last week, and everybody was in heaven. Everyone who got a massage got a second massage or wanted a second massage because they were like, oh my God, I can't believe she did what she did in such a short period of time. So shout out to Vic for holding down the massages on Sunday. And she came through in the clutch. I called her at like 12:15 and she was there for me. So thank you, Vic. I appreciate that. And like I said, this coming Sunday, we'll have Jahayla working her magic. And I believe her company is called Oshan Massages. So she'll be doing the dollar massages this Sunday too. So Miss T, if you want to come out on to Tetra on Sunday from 2 to 7. It's a whole vibe. But yeah, so here we go. We're going to get started on the letters. All right. So here we go. Now, remember, this is how it works. You guys send in letters to Dear Jassy. That's DEARJASSY. DEARJASSY@gmail.com. And you can send them anonymously. You can send your name however you want to. And then we pull them up and we talk about them. And you in the comments give suggestions and feedbacks and thoughts too. So our first letter is from Brittany, it says. And this is the conversation. It keeps going in and out, so I'll just pull it up. All right. So it says, Dear Jassy, I've been friends with someone for over 10 years, and lately every conversation feels like, hold on, let me see. All right, so it says, Dear Jassy, I've been friends with someone for over 10 years, and lately every conversation feels like an emotional drain. She's always in a crisis, never asks how I'm doing, and if I try to set boundaries, she accuses me of changing. I care about her deeply, but I'm exhausted. How do I support her without losing myself? So, she's been your home girl for over 10 years, but lately every conversation feels like an emotional drain. So it hasn't always been that way, I'm assuming. But then it says she's always in a crisis, never asks how I'm doing, and if I try to set boundaries, she accuses me of changing. And I care about her deeply, but I'm exhausted. How do I support her without losing myself? Be what you think, because you're kind of good with that. Miss Teresa says, stop answering the phone. Send her a scripture and a prayer. Miss Teresa. So, 10 years is a long time because I feel like over 10 years, like you have so many different experiences and different encounters, and like you grow a lot in 10 years, right? So a 10-year friendship, I don't think that's something to take for granted, but also at the same time, a lot changes in 10 years to where it may be worth evaluating if you guys are necessarily on the same page. And if you're noticing that these changes are happening recently, it may be possible that you have changed. And changing isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, people grow, people evolve, people want different things in life. People become new things in life, and changing isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I'm always big on conversations. Like, I'm always big on having at least one conversation with your friend to where you should be able to express your differences or express how you feel. And if you have that conversation and you feel like it didn't necessarily hit home or make a difference, then I feel like you can start moving differently or creating different boundaries. And yeah, Miss T, I say that you should tell her how you feel and have a conversation and be honest about your expectations in friendships and how you're feeling in relationship to your friendship with her. So, um, I think expectations in friendships are important to be able to express if you have them or if you don't. Some people say, like, you shouldn't expect anything from your friends, but I think that's kind of bullshit. Like, I think if you're my friend and in you're my space, I should be able to have um, healthy conversations with you, but I also should be able to expect something from you. Like, there should be some reciprocity to where the conversation or the relationship shouldn't be draining. And if I begin to feel that it is draining, that I have space to where we can talk about it. So I feel like in your relationship with your friend, you should be able to have that conversation with her and express, like, girl, this is too much. Like, we need to have a conversation where I feel like too much is happening, or I don't have it. I know with me and my friends, with one of my friend groups, we can actually have the conversation where it's like, all right, can I dump on you? Do you have this space for me to vent? I'm asking you for feedback. And so the tone and the expectation is set in the conversation. And then I have some friends where shit just hits the fan. However it goes, it goes. And that's kind of how it is with mamas. It's really free. It's real liberal, where we're able to just express ourselves and just really, if something's bothering us, we can really say that. And we can say that in safe spaces. So I feel like with your friend, you take her to the side, have a conversation with her, and set that boundary and acknowledge that change isn't always bad. Like, 10 years is a long time to be friends with somebody, and you don't necessarily stay the same person after 10 years. And so if changes do occur, acknowledge them. And in some situations, you may have to let go and move on and honor your friendship that you had for the 10 years. Or you may have to set new boundaries so that you can maintain your friendship for the next 10 years. But it's all about communication. I feel like it's all about what you want. And like B said, I mean, like Miss Teresa said, it's all about telling her how you really feel and telling her how you expect her to get it together, or how you can be honest with one another. So that's my thoughts on that one. And I can't. So we can go into the next question. All right. So I'm going to pull it up because I can't read it. All right. So this one says played or not. So I've been talking to this guy for months. Great chemistry, fun conversations, but he cancels every date. Every date? That's crazy. But he cancels every date last minute with every excuse known to man. My girls say I'm being played. He swears he's just stressed. Am I hopeful or just delusional? Oh, that's a good point that you said, Miss Teresa, for the last one, is that some people don't realize that they're self-centered. That's important. Before we go into the second question, I do think that's important because, like in friendships too, right? Because a lot of times friendships, we go into friendships for self-serving purposes, and we don't really realize that. And I've been guilty of that before, like not really realizing that, like in friendships too, it's supposed to serve both parties. and understanding that, like, so strong friends, that whole strong friend thing, it's a real thing. People always take advantage of the strong friend, and I feel like in her situation that she's probably the strong friend, and people rely on her the most to show up and to show, to show up to fix things and things of that nature. And so when you begin to set new boundaries and you stop showing up and being a strong friend, like, people take that personally. People definitely take that personally, and I can attest to that for sure. Because when you start telling people no, like, that's a whole different conversation. Like, people don't really appreciate that. So being self-centered in the regards that you could possibly be wanting too much from your friend or pulling too much from your friend, and not necessarily recognizing that your friend has new boundaries. And I'm saying that they could be doing this to you since you're the one who's feeling drained and all of that. So I feel like setting the boundaries, reminding yourself and your friend, like, why y'all are in that and what you expect from each other, and then recognizing that sometimes people are selfish and that new boundaries have to be set. So yeah, that's dope. Going back into that question. Hey, Lisa, I'll be there shortly. I can't wait to see you guys. Drink some margaritas or something of that nature. But okay, so the second question, I'm going to go back to the second question. Miss Teresa said because of his wifey, and we're going to get into all of that because I might disagree with you. But okay, Miss Lisa, so now that you're there and we have this second question, let's hop into it. And you could tell me what you think here. So the second question is, Dear Jassy, I've been talking to this guy for months. Great chemistry, fun conversations, but he cancels every date last minute with every excuse known to man. My girls say I'm being played. He swears he's just stressed. Am I hopeful or just delusional? So, to cancel every date, like, for months is crazy. I feel like, let's just start there. I feel like to cancel every date for months is crazy. And for you to let that happen more than one time, you're crazy. Especially if you are just dating. Because I feel like you set the tone for how people treat you. And if he's not your man, first off, if he's canceling every date, he definitely shouldn't make it to the point of being your man. But if he's canceling every date, he lets you know how he feels about you. And so I actually had this happen to me like a couple of weeks, maybe a month ago. So I was supposed to go out, hang out on a date. And we had talked every single day up until the day, even the morning that we were supposed to go out. And I'm like, oh, good morning. Can't wait to see you. I'm all excited, this, that, and the other. And then he just goes like silent the whole day. We're supposed to go out on Saturday. I don't hear from him the whole rest of the day on Saturday, not Sunday, Monday. I think I hear from him like on Tuesday or Wednesday, one of them. And the nigga tries to hit me up like everything is just cool. Like, peace, love, and blessings to you. Like, everything is just sweet and jazzy. And I go along with the conversation because cool, why not? But we're not never going to ever get to the point where you can even ask me on a date again because what? That's crazy. I don't really understand, like, why or how people put themselves in positions to go on dates and not necessarily follow through, or to gas somebody up to believe like you're going to talk to them and you know that's not the case. So like you say, Miss Teresa, I feel like he could possibly have somebody else. He could possibly be doing something else. But I remember that movie that says, y'all remember that movie, He's Just Not That Into You? And I was like young when that movie came out. But like, there's a lot of truth into that movie. And I feel like niggas be playing. And a lot of times they really don't be that into us. They just like to gaslight us sometimes. And so, yes, girl, you're delusional. Don't let him do that to you. Go find somebody else to play with. You and him. But yeah, I feel Miss Lisa said, you deserve someone showing up in real life. Big Mama says, how he treats you while dating you, he will treat you afterwards. And I agree with that. Like, I agree. So even though, like, men have it 3-1, and that's true, like, men have the advantage. And I'm not saying that there aren't any good men out there, because there are some amazing men out there, some phenomenal men. But there's a lot of ancient men too, and they like to play in our faces. And so I say, set a tone, set a boundary, and don't let that happen. And keep playing, keep moving along. Like, I feel like we try to put a cap on a man that isn't worthy, and we get our feelings hurt, and we play ourselves. And so even if the chemistry's great, the chemistry can be great, the sex can be amazing, your time together can be dope, but at the same time, if he's showing you that he's just not that into you, whatever the reason may be, whatever the excuse, and I get this all the time, like, oh, you are such a dope girl, but I just can't give you what you need. Cool, no problem. Don't waste my time or yours. Or I can decide to play around with you and just take what I need in the moment that you can provide it. Because sometimes we're not looking for the whole shebang. We're just looking for a few things. So that matters too. What do you want from him? If you're just looking for fun, then let it be fun. But if you're trying to be his main or be on his arm, no, honey, that's not what he wants from you. It's clear. And I've definitely been in that space too. So we've all been there. Like I said, fortunately and unfortunately, men do have the advantage. They have like a 3-1 just population. So their options are a little bit better than ours. They can play a little bit better. But we don't have to allow that shit either. Like, we legit don't have to allow it. Like, I love dating my friends. I love spending time with my girls. And I also think this isn't even to bash men, because I love a good man. Like, I love a good man. But I also think that we have to decenter men. Like, your life shouldn't revolve around a man. Like, be happy with you. Like, be happy with you, with your girls. Take yourself out. And I feel like as you begin to love and date and just appreciate yourself, that neediness for a nigga just kind of dissipates. It's no longer there. And so you don't gotta allow a dude to play in your face, because it's like either you show up or you don't. But you don't necessarily have to do that. But what did Miss Lisa say? She said showing up with forgive me roses. Yeah, no, I don't want to be. Fran says, if you cancel it twice, you don't want to date me. So you give them 2 times, Fran? Like, you let them get 2 times? They can get 2 times with you? I say, that's cool. But what if it's like 2 times and they just are full of shit both times? Or they just disappear and then pop back up, or like they go missing for days. And don't get it twisted. In dating, like, if you're not my man, I don't have to talk to you every day if we're just dating. Like, if we're just dating, we don't have to talk every day. It's cool. I think it's dope, but it's not a requirement. If we're like past dating and we're courting and like we're taking it to the next step, yes, I want to talk to you every day. And so what's a legitimate excuse? Tell me, Lisa, what's legitimate? What's a good excuse for not showing up? Right, Sean. Like, I don't need to talk to you every day. Like, if we're just on some cool shit and that's what it is. Not now, you can't go weeks without. No. Oh, and that's another thing I think we need to understand. Like, there's levels to dating, to courting, to being in a relationship, because in this new age, you meet somebody today and then next week you want to move them in, and that's your man. And in reality, he's not your man. Even if he lives with you, he's still for everybody, because y'all never really actually went through all the stages. So now you're out here looking dumb, claiming a nigga who's really not yours, even though y'all lived together, because you never went through the stages of dating and understanding what it means to be through all of the processes. So yes, you can date multiple people at one time. I think you should date multiple people at one time. But I think once you get to courting, that's where it's like, oh, this might be somebody I can fuck with for real. Like, I can actually bring them to my girls. Because when you date, I'll just say this for me, like, everybody doesn't meet everybody. So, like, if I'm just dating you, you're not going to meet my girls. You're not going to meet my family. You're not going to meet my people. And you're damn sure not going to meet my kids. But if we're in courting and I feel like we can pursue a relationship and this is something serious, you might meet my girls. You might be able to come out to a dinner, a bowling, a social activity. And then when we're in there like swimwear, then you might meet a kid or something. But that's not overnight. And so what's so crazy is like people will meet somebody in 1 month and by the third month move them in and then be confused when you're getting played. And so I feel like understanding levels, understanding all of that is really, really, really important. And so in this letter where she says that like the energy is good and all of that, that's dope. But I also feel like you have to write that out for a little bit of time. And yes, the community liaison friend, the community. Miss Teresa said that you have to have discernment to get through the bullshit. A good excuse better come with receipts. But if you need all that, then just quit. These men be for other men. Ooh, she said these men be for other men. Discernment is important. And that's where that self-love comes in because I'm telling you, when you spend time alone with God, when it's you and God and you're so full of yourself and you're so full of like love, you don't really have to tolerate a lot of things. And if you do, it's because you allow it. Like, understand there are some things that we allow and we know what it is and it's by choice. And it doesn't mean that we're right or wrong, but there's some shit that we allow. And so understanding that dynamic too is important. So I say, girl, let me go back to the question because I might have journeyed off a little bit. But the question said that they've been talking for months. The chemistry is cool. The conversation is good. But he cancels every date last minute. So if he's canceling every date, he's not into you. Like he's into you for the purpose that you serve, but it's not where he's trying to make you the one. And that's cool. If that's not what you're looking for with him, then accept that. Y'all's conversations are cool. Because you can just have him for a cool conversation. And then you got another one that you actually go on dates with. And then you got another one that you hike with. And then until it all falls into place. Like you don't have to commit to one person while you're dating. Courting, that's different. Relationship, that's different. But if that's how he's showing up, cool. Show up how you show up. And I'm going to keep it moving. So, nah. Take that for what it is. And he's not stressed, boo. He's definitely not stressed. Not every single time. He's not. He's definitely not stressed every single time. But yeah, your standards got to come up and them expectations got to come up. And like B said, choice is important because it's your choice. And listen, we could all play the dummy. I played the dummy by choice for 3 years, and I'm not even lying to you. It was definitely a choice, and I knew exactly what I was doing. And I loved every moment of it. And then I decided to tap out because guess what? I didn't want it no more. But it was always a choice. So understand. You understand your role. Understand what you're allowing. Understanding that when you're dating, you can date multiple people. But your time of dating is really meeting people where they are. Understanding who they are and accepting if that works for you. And if it does, put them in position that you want them to be in. And if it doesn't, keep it moving. Entertainment during certain business hours. Make sure your standards are high. And Sean says you got to be careful with these niggas because you meet their representative for the first 120 days for free. Listen, let's talk about it, Sean. You meet the representative, but I think that goes both ways. And this isn't like a male bashing thing at all because it definitely goes both ways. Because I know that, Yeah, we ain't 100% right either. So I'm not even saying that it doesn't go both ways, because women put it on too. They'll make you think that you're getting a gold mine, that you're getting a wifey, and then 30 days in, they can't cook, they can't clean. Their favorite dish is chicken parm. And yeah, that's definitely the truth. And Build As You Grow says dating sounds exhausting. It is. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's exhausting, but it's fun at the same time. And I'm a hopeful, optimistic, like a hopeful romantic. So I'm definitely not giving up on dating or love or relationships, because I believe if I'm still single, that means that my person is still single. And so we're supposed to meet at some point. But it is exhausting. We have stories for days, for sure, for sure. Um, so what y'all think? Do you guys think that she should put him in position, or she should just keep it moving? Miss Teresa said, understand your worth, learn it, and keep it going. Sean said, be mindful of the representatives, because you definitely meet a representative for the first 120 days. Understand your role and your choices, because you can choose to play the dummy, and it happens all the time. And you can choose to walk away and no longer be the dumber too, no longer be the dummy too. So it's all in perspective. It's all in choice. Miss Lisa, I'm still waiting to hear from Miss Fran to tell me, like, what are some good reasons I can cancel? Like, what is a, like, and how soon? Like, if I'm supposed to meet you at 6 o'clock, can I cancel at 5:45? Can I cancel? Like, and then do you need receipts? And oh, if I cancel, am I the person to reschedule? Like, oh, I can't make it today, but we gonna piggyback. Or is it the expectation that once it's canceled, we got to keep it going? I love stories too, Miss Teresa. I do. That's why I'm still optimistic, because I feel like it's possible. I feel like love is still a thing. So yeah. Sean, you say keep it pushing. And my thing is like, wait, how many times did he cancel? Because you said that it's happened multiple times. Like, how many excuses can he come up with? And how many times can he be stressed if it's multiple times? And okay, hey Shanae. Shout out to Shanae. So let me tell you, me and Shanae was actually one of my first friends. Like, one of my first friends. I think we were friends at Barney Ford, Oakland, one of them. But she was one of my first friends ever. And then when I moved back to Colorado in 2016, we had a mutual best friend, Yada, rest in peace. I love her so much. Me and Yada actually danced this morning. She's the ancestor on the other side. But Shanae has been dope since forever. And she's always been tiny with so much personality. And right now she's a cheer coach for George. And she makes shit happen. So I just want to say shout out to you, Shanae. Thank you for hopping in. I appreciate you so much. And I see what you're doing for the community, for cheering, for Park Hill, for your son, how you're holding him down. And I think that's dope. So I definitely see you. And Vic, my girl, she's in the comments. Oh, okay, so Vic, hop in. We was about to wrap it up, but I think you should chime in. If I'm on a date, right? I'm supposed to go on a date. How early or how late can the dude cancel? Like, if we're supposed to meet at 6, how can he cancel at 5:45? And then how many times do you allow cancellations before you move on? And then the other thing was, the question was, so the girl basically said that she's talking to this dude. She's been talking to him for months. The chemistry is dope, but he cancels every time they're supposed to meet. And she said, am I being hopeful or delusional? And I said, girl, you're being delusional. And I said also, because I had a real life situation where that happened to me a couple weeks ago, where I'm like, what? How we talk all day and then you just disappear and they want to pop back up on Wednesday. I feel like the nigga has another girl. Like, if you can just go missing for a couple days, like, you have another girl or you have another situation. And if we're just dating, that's cool, no problem, because you're not my man. But I'ma keep it moving. Some people are saying, like, you can cancel 2 times. Like, you get 2 times where you can do that. I say it depends on the situation. Shanae says that I need at least 1 to 2 hours in advance, and you're paying for my babysitter. That part, because people don't understand, when you're a single mom and you're making plans, it's not cheap. Like, you gotta put things into place, especially if you're paying for babysitters and outfits and things like that. So, what are you saying, Vic? You're saying that the reschedule, it's a wrap. See you when I see you. Yeah, so if it's more than 1 or 2 times, we got to keep it moving. You can reschedule the morning of, but I need a reason, and I also want you to plan the next date. Like, if you have to reschedule, come back with the plan. Like, I'm not going to make it today, but are you free next Friday? Does that work for you? But if he's rescheduling multiple times and he's just going ghost, I would have to say you're being delusional. But at the same time, if you enjoy his conversation, like, let it just be that. Like, don't have any expectation for just that, but keep your cards open. So that's what I think. What do y'all think about dating multiple people at one time? Do you think you should? I asked this on Facebook before, and the conversation was so interesting. Like, the responses were so interesting. So what do you think? And that's what I said to Vic. If he's rescheduling multiple times, he doesn't want to see you. Like, it's just, he don't want to see you. And that reminds me of the movie. He's just not that into you. And niggas will gaslight you all the time because they can. And if you appear to be hungry or thirsty, like, they like that. So, don't just be giving your energy away, especially if you can give it to your girls. Like, pour into yourself, pour into you. Definitely put yourself there. I don't know if she ever met him in real life. So that's a part too. I don't know if they ever really connected. Like, I don't know, Lisa, if they ever had like one date. And that's a good point too. Like, what's keeping you so hopeful? Is it the conversations that y'all are having? Is he telling you all the things? Because when it comes time to show up, he's not showing up. And I need you to show up when it's time to show up. For real, for real. Bet. Be picky with your life. That's a part too. Like, I feel like, so there's this misconception that, so I just had this man say this to me on Sunday at Tetra because he was trying to talk to me, and he was dope. He was cute, nice vibes, walked me to my car, we exchanged numbers, good conversation, all that. But I could tell he just wanted to fuck. Like, it was very obvious. But you play the vibes, whatever, you see how it's gonna go, da-da-da-da-da. And so he kept saying to me, like, you were just too fine to be single. You gotta be crazy. And I hate that line. Like, I hate to hear, like, oh, you gotta be crazy, or what's wrong with you, blah, 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 blah. So I told him, no, it's not that I'm crazy. It's just that I don't really have time to be played with. And I have so much freedom in being with myself and loving myself and just being in the space that I am in, that, like, I can smell you, right? And so I think it's like understanding that you don't have to take every person that comes your way. Like, you don't have to entertain every nigga that gives you his number. And sometimes it's fun for the moment. Like, he was fun for the moment, for the day. Like, great dinner, great conversation. I think I talked to him for maybe 2 days after that. And then that was it, because I already know what that was, right? And so you don't have to fall in love every time you talk to somebody. And I think that's another problem. It's like, my generation, we were taught, like, oh, you better get you a man and a husband, and you better be married by 30, and this, that, and the other. So you have this pressure that every man got to be the one, and every man got to be this, and everybody. And it's like, no, like, let him show that he's worthy of even being that to you, because you're the prize. Like, let him show that he's even worthy of your time, that he's even worthy of taking you on a date. And if he's not, like, let him do what he does for that moment and keep it going. But don't be so thirsty. And I think that a lot of times we can kind of scare men off. I talk to men about that a lot too. Like, men can smell it on the other side too. So it goes both ways. Like, just be open. Take the experience for what it's worth. Put people into positions that they're worthy of. And if they're not worthy, then they're not. And yes, Shanae, them smooth talkers, girl. And I know because I got a mouthpiece. So I already know how smooth talking, that mouth is crazy. And especially like I said, this weekend was really interesting. I heard a lot of interesting things from different men. I'm like, does this work? One dude, I really had to ask him, like, does this work for you? Like, does this work for you? Does this work for you? Okay, so Miss Lisa says, dating multiple people, communicate that. And I realized that women can communicate that a little bit easier than men. Like, men will tell you if you ask them in some cases, but women will just make it clear. And I don't know what the difference is in that, but I think that's important to definitely communicate. But I also think when you understand dating, the assumption should be that if we're just dating, that you're dating other people. Like, if it's not communicated that we're courting or that this is something that is potentially serious, my expectation is always that you're dating somebody else. I never assume I'm the only person unless you tell me. And so, what do y'all think about that? Because I think in dating, you should be dating multiple people. And it doesn't necessarily have to be communicated until it gets to the point that either I ask you or like we have a conversation about that. And what do you, Lisa says we got to stop chasing men. What do you think about that? Because I don't mind shooting my shot, but I don't chase men. I agree with that. Like, I'll tell you if I'm interested in you. So is that shooting? Is that chasing, Miss Lisa? If I slide my number or if I slide into somebody's DMs, am I chasing them, or is that just me putting it out there? Girl, I ask them all the time, like, wait, does that pick? Yes, I'd be like, wait, does that work? Does that work? Does that work? Does that work? I had somebody just ask me, like, you want to do something? I'm like, well, what is something? Whatever you want to do. I'm like, I don't know. Are we exclusive? Do people ask that? When do you ask that, Lisa? Like, when do you get to the point where you're like, are we exclusive? I guess it's situational, right? In dating. So I feel like after a couple conversations, interactions, energy, but once you get to the point that you're exclusive, then I think it should just be you and that person, or whatever your agreement could be. Because even when you're exclusive, you could have an open agreement, like, we're exclusive, but you can talk to other people in this condition, or we're exclusive, but we invite other people into our situation. So I feel like even in that, it's communication and understanding, like, what does that mean for y'all? Like, what does that mean for... Yeah, that's what I said. Like, what is do something? And he was so serious. Like, do you want to do something? And then the dude that I met this weekend, so he's like, oh, I'm from the Springs. I don't really know what to do around here. I'm like, bro, that's bare minimum. Like, you're asking me on a date. You come down here every weekend, and then you don't know what you want to do, but you want to do something. So, like, take some initiative. And I think sometimes we make it easy for them, because he just knew I was about to plan the whole weekend. And it's like, nah, bro, I'm good. You can tell me what we're going to do, and I'm down to do it. But, yeah. No, it's not. No, it's that thirsty shit. Acting like you don't have any options. No, you're... Oh, yes. Yes, 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 Lisa. Yes, yes, yes. That happens a lot, and I see it on social media all the time, where Yeah, women do a lot for a little. Do a lot for a little. Yeah, I agree with that. Do you think that if more women, as you would say, like knew their worth, that they would accept less? I mean, their boundaries would be different in dating, do you think? Yeah, I like that, Teresa. And so wait, that's me. That's like I'm very mannish in that regards. Like I'll tell someone like, look, I'm dating my girls. I am running businesses and I am a full-time mom, and so I'll call you when I'm interested or when I want to just, yeah, like it's very forthcoming. There's no punches. And sometimes I think men can handle that, and sometimes I think it's a little bit much. So, I don't know. But to answer the question, because we have so many conversations going on, I think it's important to understand that he's just not that into you, to answer your question. So, these are the kind of conversations or emails that we're getting, and I think it is so dope. So let's keep the vibe going. Let's keep the energy going by making sure that you send your emails, your questions, your scenarios to us at dearjassy at gmail.com. And that's DEARJASSY at gmail.com. And so you send in these scenarios and we chop it up in the chat. And so keep sending them in so that we can keep having these conversations. And so to answer my question, Shanae says, once you know your worth, boundaries are clear. I tell them I don't have time to do it. If giving you time, you need to be intentional with that. Yeah, I feel like, especially as mothers, as entrepreneurs, as working women, like, and because I know my worth, I know who I am, I know my potential, I know all of those things, and I'm a dope girl. Like, like I think that's important to understand what you, and I hate that phrase, bring to the table, because fuck a table, I'm the whole everything. I don't even need a table because I'm the room. What? But anyway, so like just knowing your worth and knowing your value, it allows you to put different things into perspective, but then it also allows you to be comfortable in your singleness and understanding that like it's not a curse to be single. It's not a bad thing to be single, because you understand that like you don't just gotta tolerate shit just to say you got somebody laid up with you. And when your boundaries is clear and you know what you want, you can put people in position to serve the purpose that you need them to serve, and it all works out in a beautiful way. So definitely think about that. Our first question was the friendship and the boundaries. So make sure that you remember to set your boundaries in your friendships. Being friends with somebody for 10 years, that's a long time. And shit changes over 10 years. So make sure that you just have a conversation about that, that you're clear with what you expect from one another. And then for our second girl, yes, girl, you are delusional. If he's canceling every single time y'all are supposed to kick it, he's definitely not that into you. But that's okay, because you can use him just for conversations and good energy, and you can find somebody else that you can go out on dates with, or you can keep it moving and decide that that's not what you want to do. But I wouldn't remain optimistic in believing that he wants you to be the one, because that's definitely not the case. So don't feel bad, because like I said, we all been there. We all make choices. You can choose to play the dummy. You can choose to play your role. You can choose whatever. Just make sure whatever choice you make, that you're happy with it and that you're accountable to it. Like I said, we've all played every role by choice in some situations, and others were forced. But do what works for you, but just know what it is. And if you're thinking that it's something more than that, then nah, you're not being honest. So, it's Dear Jassy, Dear Jassy. So DEARJASSY at gmail.com. And it's Dear Jassy twice at gmail.com. Miss Lisa says, we need to have a societal shift where women spend more time loving themselves, dating themselves, and knowing what your partner better show up doing. So, Miss Lisa, that's where we are. Like, I feel like a lot of more women are pursuing that. I feel like a lot more women are definitely in a space where they're dating themselves, where solo trips are a thing, girl trips are a thing. I know me and my girls, we go on dates all the time. Like, shout out to the girls. And I really am noticing that. And I think I actually saw a man who actually posted that. Like, he's like, well, I see women out with their girls more than with their men. Like, I see women out with each other more than their man. And I think that we are really getting back to that place of self-love. But I don't want it to be where, because we love ourselves, that we're independent of men, because we definitely still men. Like, I crave a good man. Oh my God. But I do think it is important that we recognize the importance of sisterhood and village and yourself. Like, be self-centered. And I talk about that in my book. I talk about that in Now I Know, like the importance of being self-centered. And that doesn't mean that you're selfish where you don't consider other people, but it means you consider you first. Like, you put you first. And if you're not putting you first, then nobody's going to put you first. And so I think as we begin to shift and we become self-centered, we recognize that love comes in so many different forms. And that love comes from friendships and from sisterhood and brotherhood. And I'm not against men hanging out with men and men having bro brunches and them giving the same love to each other that we give to us, because I don't think that type of shit is gender based. I think humans need humans. I think men need men. I think women need women. And I think that, like, the same way that we can cultivate relationships and sisterhoods, I think men should be able to do the same thing. And I also think it's very important for them to do the same thing as well. So, loving each other, loving ourselves, I think a lot of it stems from loving yourself first. And from there, you're able to love another woman. Like, you don't have to be in competition because you're secure in who you are. And I think a lot of times we can't have a sisterhood because we are in competition and we're insecure. And so as we begin to heal our insecurities, we can build a sisterhood or we can build a brotherhood. And then from there, we allow love to show up however it decides to show up. So that's my thoughts on that. And I don't think, oh, you got to read this book, Miss Lisa. It's called The Gap and the Gain, because it talks about that. I don't think happiness is something that we chase. I think happiness is something that you are. Like, when you're chasing something, that means that it's almost something you can't obtain. It's not in your grasp. It's far away. But when you recognize that it's a state of being, it's already present. You don't have to look for it. It's already here. And so I think shifting your perspective with that, happiness isn't something that you're chasing. It's here. It's already here. And so embracing that and choosing that every single day is different than chasing. So those are my thoughts on that. I'm going to see if anybody else has anything in the comments. Yeah, everybody plays the fool. I talk about that in the book too. Oh, and I'm about to start a Now I Know challenge. Like, I'm going to do a Now I Know campaign. I need to tap into TikTok because everyone says I need to be on that platform. But I want to do something around Now I Know. I'm going to probably give away a box, a peace box. So me and Janika collaborated on a peace box where you can get a signed copy of the book, a mug, and a tea that is made specifically for this box. And I'm going to do like a Now I Know challenge, so where you can hashtag things that you've shared or learned as you've read the book. And then we'll select different hashtags along the way. And if you get selected, we'll gift you a box. So if you have a copy of the book, start reading, start sharing with Now I Know. If you purchase the box on if you purchase the book on Amazon, please go to Amazon and leave a review. Oh, and we stayed in the top 100 for 14 days, y'all. That is so dope to stay in the top 100 for a midlife crisis book on Amazon is amazing. And so the goal is to keep pushing the traffic there because I want it to be nationally recognized. So keep pushing the traffic there. The paperback is $10. The hard copy is $20. So it's cheaper than Starbucks. It's cheaper than an eighth. It's cheaper than a pint. You can go ahead and add it to your cart because everybody has a cart on Amazon. Add it to your cart. And then if you want to be a part of the exclusive dinner experience on December 27th, you can purchase your ticket on my website, JasmineElizabethInc.com, until November 30th. And like I said, we have the boxes available too. We're about to start a campaign challenge for that. And we'll select random Now I Know quotes. And if we select you, then you'll get a box from me and Janika. So thank you for chiming in. You guys always have some great conversations with me. And we'll be here every Friday. I'll say like 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere around there. Just pay it 4:35. Let's say 4:45 to be safe. Who knows? But check us out next Friday. Same place, the AHRRPage, our network. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Amazon. We're on TikTok. Yep, TikTok. And it's our network. Check us out. And we'll see you next week.